Hello, everybody. My name is Johnson Aldon Atalig,
My name is Gerald Flores Padrid.
and we are from Project PROA. And today we are going to talk to you guys a little bit about 10 study tips and tricks to help you ace your exams. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin.
So again, it's almost finals week. Now it's time to recall all that you have learned over the past 3 months from the first day of class till probably the end. So again, this can be incredibly overwhelming and stressful, but do not worry. We have come up with some tips and tricks that will help you ace your final exams. So join us as we cover those tips and strategies such as time management, managing stress, studying tips, and many more.
Okay, so the first tip we have here is to reward yourself. So rewarding yourself is really important when you're studying, especially when you're trying to achieve a goal. So when you're going to reward yourself, you give yourself something to work towards. So when you're drawing up a plan, you are going to study. When you are going to take a break, include some delicious treats, a YouTube or social media break, or some other kind of reward to look forward to. So I personally do this a lot because I get really overwhelmed when I have to study for multiple classes at the same time. So what I usually do is study for 2-hour increments, and then I take a break. Either I take a quick power nap, or I just go outside, or I just watch some TV.
Tip number 2 is to organize a group study session. We know that it can be kind of difficult to be physically there to create a group study session with your friends. However, because of the technological apps such as Zoom, we can be able to create those study sessions with them. So again, creating that group study session can be very helpful. It allows you to combine your strengths to learn and study more effectively. Sometimes. Now, again, it is based on your preference. So if you would like to study with groups, that is fine. However, if it's more effective for you to study by yourself, then that is fine too. So evaluate whether or not studying with others will be beneficial to the subject as well as your learning process.
Okay, so tip number 3 would be to read out loud when reviewing your notes and course text. So this tip can actually tie in with your group study sessions, because when you are in a group study session, you can actually designate readings to each person that they can read aloud that you guys can listen to and follow along. So writing down your notes can help you remember statistics, information, and so can reading out loud. When you read out words, you are more likely to remember them. According to multiple studies, reading aloud also gives you a chance to comprehend parts that you previously struggled to understand.
Okay, so it can be overwhelming to study your content and your lessons in just one go. So it is best to create a study schedule and follow them. So by splitting the material into chunks you can reasonably cover, it can be very beneficial. That way you can keep track of what you've accomplished instead of looking at the big picture and getting overwhelmed. So it is best to study at an earlier date instead of procrastinating and studying at finals week. So it is much easier to do that instead of overwhelming yourself with studying at the day of your finals or a few days before it.
Okay, and tip number 5 would be to meet with your instructor. So if you are struggling with a specific topic in your course, meet with your instructor. Most instructors actually have designated office hours that you can find on your course syllabus. Again, do this in advance, not on the week of finals. So you can actually find this on your course syllabus. Take the opportunity to schedule a meeting to ask your instructor any questions or request for any additional resources.
Tip number 6, utilize online study tools and resources. So if you need more review resources, these online study tools and resources can help you out. So such as Quizlet, Kahoot, quizzes, these are great tools to test your knowledge on specific subjects. These are just the common ones that help other students. However, if you have another preference or study tool and resource that helps you study more effectively, then you can use those as well.
Okay, so tip number 7 would be to teach others. So multiple studies have actually shown that students who spend time teaching what they've learned go on to show better understanding and knowledge retention than those who just simply re-study information. So this can actually work well with the doing group study sessions, because you can divide topics amongst each other and have your each person teach it to the group. And so that way you have someone who has mastered the topic and someone who will be teaching it to you. And at the same time, you guys can teach your own peers as well.
And of course, to take a break. Regular breaks are important. We don't want you overwhelming yourself studying for how many hours taking a break. You don't need to be taking hour-long breaks all the time, but a few breaks, such as 10 minutes long, can be sufficient. So these allow you to rest your brain for a minute and to give you a fresh perspective on areas of study that you might be stuck on or that you might need more help on.
Okay. And tip number 9 is to identify what is relevant. So in many cases, your instructor won't require you to actually study your entire course textbook. So you need to identify what is relevant by either speaking to your instructor. However, some instructors don't agree with that process. They think that it is they believe that it is the student's responsibility to know that. So what I would suggest is that you actually look into your notes or think back on lectures and try to figure out what did your teacher emphasize the most in the lectures. So you can create a study guide based on your class noted lectures. And by doing this, you will save a lot of time and effort.
Lastly, if you need more help or you just need someone to help you review, you can utilize our tutoring services. So there are many departments that can help you out with any of the subjects that you may need help on, such as Project PROA. You can email Project PROA at marianas.edu to set up an appointment, or LSS, Learning Support Services. You can contact nmc.counselors@marianas.edu, or if you have Starfish, you can message through that application as well.
Okay, and other tutoring services that we have available on campus as well as virtually is the English Learning Lab. So you can contact the following emails below to set up an appointment. You can also contact the Math, Science, Health, and Athletics Department for any of your math subjects. You can contact Sophia Kim at sophia.kim@my.marianas.edu to set up an appointment. So this would actually be a great time to pause the video and take a screenshot of the following emails just so that you can have it with you. So that will complete our 10 tips and tricks to acing your final exams. I hope you guys have learned a lot. We are glad to have been able to provide this service to you guys. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.